Okay, today we're going to look at how to create a new Google site. There's a number of different ways to do this. You could go to sites.google.com and create a new site from there. The other way you could do is from your Google Drive. You select New and then scroll down to More, and Google Sites is one of your options. So we'll go that route for now. And that's going to create a new Google site. So here we are. First thing that you'll need to do is give your page a title. So we're going to call this Google Fundamentals. And then we will go ahead and title our site same thing. All right, so once you've done this, we can think about how you want your page to be laid out. So it's going to start with this header, and they give you kind of a generic image. And you can change that image by either uploading one, or let me move this out of the way. So you can change it, upload one, or you can select from one of theirs. We'll go ahead and take a look at what they have to offer us. Okay, some different things. Ooh, I like this one. So we'll go ahead and select that. So there's our header. Now we can also change the type of header. As a default, it's going to go to banner. It could be a large banner. You could have just the title, no image whatsoever. You could really give it a full banner. I'm going to go back to just the regular banner for now. And I will move this back over here. Okay, so from our header, now there's other things we can think about. Below that is where we need to have the actual content of the site. And they've given us some different content blocks that you can choose from if you want to. So we could take this content block, drag it over, and now I have room for an image and some text. I could also just add a text box, and that's going to give me just another text box. And what's nice is I can also decide what size I want the text box to be. I could make it a little bit smaller, kind of center it. Really, the sky is the limit. So here's where you're going to put your text. You can, right now it's set to be title text. It could be heading, subheading, small, normal text. You could change the font if you would like to. Let's go ahead and do that. You can, oops, there we go. So we can change the font. We can change the side, make it bold. You have tons and tons of options, and really just click and enter text. And the same thing with images. For images, click on it. You can upload an image from your computer, select one of theirs, pull something from your Google Drive. So let's pull from my Google Drive, and you're going to, once again, we'll throw in a picture of the dog. Why not? He's cute. And there's your image. So you're seeing that we have tons and tons of options. So that's our home page. Now let's say we want to add additional pages. Well, pretty simple. Go over here, pages, add new page. So this is going to be our next page. Give it a name, probably something a little bit more creative than page 2. And there's our second page. You'll notice it has the same header. We can change that if we want to. We can again go back to insert different blocks, insert text, images, whatever we want. It's at this point that I'll point out, we could also change the theme. The theme is the overall look for your Google site. So it gives you this default simple theme, but there are a couple of other options that you could choose if you would prefer. It's really whatever you want. And they even they have some customization as far as the colors go. You can't go too crazy. Well, actually, I guess you can. You can really pick anything you want. That's a new update. But you do have options, which again, I really appreciate as a creator to be able to have those options. Okay, so here's my page 2. We'll throw in a text box for now. We'll save the rest of it. Let's go back over. We'll add one more page. Let's add a page 3. And you can always come back and edit these things. All right, so we've got our home page, our page 1, page 2, and our page 3. So you see right now, those things are up here at the very top of our header. So if you want to change that, you can do that in the settings menu. The settings is our little gear. So the navigation right now is set to be at the top. You could also change it to be on the side if you wanted to. So now you'll notice it's over here and we have that little menu that comes out. It's totally up to you where you put that menu, whether it's going to be side or top. You can also decide if you want it to be transparent or if you wanted to have a solid background, white or black. Again, it's really just whatever works for you and your preferences. The other thing to think about is, so like page 2 and page 3, maybe you don't want them in the header navigation. The 3 little dots, you can hide that from the navigation. It still exists. You didn't delete it. It's just not right. It's not right there. So I'll show you an example of how that might work. Let's go here back to the home page, and let's create a link that's going to link to that page 3. So link to page 3, I highlight the text, I go to the link option, and I could either type in a URL or I could pick something from this site. So I'll just go ahead and do page 3, apply, and now that will link right to page 3. So you can link to things in a bunch of different ways. It's really whatever you prefer. Okay, what else to show you? Oh, just some other things. If you wanted to change the background of any of these boxes. So I'm hovering my mouse over this content block, and you'll see there's a little color palette over here. I can change that to have a different background color if I want to. So those are some options. As I said, you can create text, you can insert images. If you scroll through this menu, there's a whole lot of different things that you can do. The ones I'm showing you are just the ones that you definitely need to know how to do for that Google test. Up here at the top of our page, we've got our undo and redo buttons. We do have a preview option, which is kind of nice. So you can see what it would look like when it's published. So there's your preview. So you'll see that it doesn't have all the little lines and dashes showing sections. We'll come out of preview. Oh, and you can even see what it looks like on mobile, which is also great. So that was our preview button. It's unpublished. If we wanted to share it with other people, so for example, if you wanted to have a collaborator, somebody else who is also going to be able to edit your site, you could add that person here as somebody who could collaborate on the site. We talked about your settings. The biggest one to know is this about navigation settings. And finally, publish. When you're ready to go and you want the world to be able to see this site, you're going to hit publish. And you'll decide what you want that web address to be. So for example, sites.google.com, it'll probably have your organization. And then after that, what you want that, what you want that to say can be just about anything. And then you're going to decide who can view it. Now, this is different between a personal account and say a school account. So right now I'm in my University of the Arts account. If I click on manage, so I can determine if I want only people within the UArts domain to be able to view it, or if I want it to be public or restricted, only specific people can access it. So just think about these settings as you are creating something for school. Some schools won't let them be public. It's an option. It's something that they can turn off. So just be aware of that when you share your links. All right, so there it was, your intro to Google Sites.